What's going on, guys? Mecha Ish here from the Spider-Man Legend Sandman Build-A-Figure wave. I have the Jackal. Let's do it.
138 in progress. Marathon launch in 3, 2.
Step out of your world and step into mine.
Welcome back, guys, to the Marvel Legends action figure review, and I have from the Sandman Build-A-Figure wave, Jackal. Now, I am very excited about this because this is the first time the Jackal has made an appearance in the 6-inch Marvel Legends collection. Now, if you're asking yourself, who the heck is the Jackal? He's probably most famously known for his appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 129 all the way back in 1974, which was also the first appearance of the Punisher, where he pretty much just manipulated Frank Castle into trying to kill off Spider-Man, which we all know is a bad idea. But the Jackal is here and he looks amazing. Now, he comes in your standard window box packaging that we've grown accustomed to with the Marvel Legends collection. You can see Legend Series, a nice window view of Jackal and the right leg of Sandman. You got the Spider-Man emblem there and it says Marvel Sandman Build-A-Figure. At the bottom, Marvel Spider-Man and of course Marvel's Jackal. On both sides, you have the same artwork, nice image there, all in red of the Jackal. Now at the back, they have this very cool image of the action figure posed up with that nice lighting behind it. You got the Marvel Legends Series logo at the top left and you have some more information on Jackal. Sharp claws, pointed ears, and super speed turn Miles Warren into the supervillain known as Jackal. And towards the bottom, you can see the entire lineup needed to build this Sandman, and they look awesome. I can't wait to review them all, but let's take Jackal outside of this box and let's see what he's all about. So here is Jackal outside of his packaging, standing a little over 6 inches in height, and he doesn't come with any accessories, but he does come with the left leg of the Sandman Build-A-Figure. Now, he seems pretty cool, but let's take a closer look at Jackal. And I feel like I say this with every Marvel Legends review, but Hasbro is really doing a fantastic job with the head sculpts. The details they have put into this face sculpt is amazing. First off, you have these nicely painted yellow eyes. You can see how bright they are, all done within the sculpt, and the yellow is brought out even more by the fact that they added a little bit of gray underneath the brow and around at the bottom by his cheek to really bring out that yellow. The brow is so prominent and just looks so awesome. Also helps with that shadowing effect. Then you have a crease on his forehead. You have some subtle sculpts of the fur at the top of his forehead leading all the way towards the back, and as you can see, it builds up to this little point at the end of his head. And then going down at the back of his head, you have some more line work and sculpted in fur, and then you get to these awesomely sculpted ears which have the pointy tips, and then you have some jagged edges at the bottom, and I just love how they're rounded out. And then on the inside of the ears, I really like this, guys. You have the lining all sculpted in nicely and painted awesomely with that fleshy pink tone. Take a look at his side profile. You see how nicely done the nose is. You got some creases sculpted in there. His cheekbones are also very prominent. You got some muscles sculpted in by the mouth. And I just love the high cheekbones here and the way they sculpted that to really bring out that sinister grin of his. Now take a look at his nose from this angle with his nostrils sculpted in evenly. And I really like the sculpt of his mouth and especially his teeth, all painted nicely with the white. You can even see some of the gums painted in pink. You have his jaw muscles sculpted in, and then he has a very strong chin as well. And now we get to an equally as impressive body. I mean, I haven't seen a neck sculpt this strong in any of the Marvel Legends figures I can remember. I mean, his traps are nicely done. You can see all of the musculature on his back. I love how they even sculpted his spine. You can see his vertebrae popping out there underneath all of that muscle, and he is in a hunched over position. I love that touch of the fur and the detailing all the way around. You have some bigger patches down the middle, up top here underneath his traps, and then especially down here by his backside. I mean, the neck muscles just look so good. You can see they added a wash to accentuate some of those details, and I love the musculature here at the front. Now, he's only a little over 6 inches in height, but because of this big upper torso and how wide it is, it makes him appear as if he's a lot bigger. So great muscular detail throughout the whole torso, and I love the added touch of the layer of fur. Now, his body is all done in green, but as you can see at the center of his chest, he has that gray, the same gray that he had underneath his eyebrow, and that gray also bleeds on into his abdomen. I mean, that just looks so cool. Gives it a shadowing effect, gives it a wash effect, and makes him look a lot more realistic. You can see all of the line work going all throughout his body here, representing the fur, and then he has the thicker patches right here at the center of his chest, and then going down his abdomen towards his tights. Loving the sculpt of his muscular arms, and as you can tell, the sculpted detail of that fur goes all the way throughout. And here we have at the back of his forearm a big gigantic patch, almost looks like a blade or a mohawk at the back of his forearms, and you can see they're also painted in the gray. Now his very sharp fingernails are painted in kind of a grayish green, and they could have been painted a little bit better as some of them are not all the way on the fingernails. Now going down his torso again, you can see a lot more of the musculature underneath all of that fur. Great job with the ab sculpt and of course the sculpt of the muscles by his ribs. Now his shorts are done in a dark blue molded plastic, but you do see some sculpted detail at the back with the nice wrinkles all the way throughout. From his very smooth and glossy blue shorts, this leads us to his very muscular and furry thighs. Love the sculpted musculature of this brand new mold, and of course all the furry detail that goes with it. I'm sure we'll see this in other figures down the line. You have some heavy fur patches sculpted in at the top of his knee and at the top of his upper thigh. Love the textured detail all the way throughout, just like we saw with the upper torso, leading towards his calves, and then we go to these awesomely sculpted feet. And the paint application of his sharp toenails are done a lot cleaner than we saw with the fingernails. Now his head is on a ball joint, so it can rotate all the way around. Plus it can also look up and extend all the way like that, and it can look all the way down as well. Now we do have a shoulder rotation, and we have a hinge that allows for extension only about that far up because of the sculpt of his shoulders and the sculpt of his upper torso, but he can go all the way down to the side. We do have a bicep swivel, we have a double jointed elbow, which is fantastic, and we have a rotation and a hinge at the wrist. He has an ab crunch, and because of the mold of his long torso, he can really crunch forward a great amount and also arch his back all the way like that. He has a 360 waist swivel. Now because of the plastic of the hip joint and the mold of his bottom, he is limited in range of motion of his leg going backwards and even to the side somewhat, but he can kick all the way forward like that. We do have a thigh cut rotation, a double jointed knee, and his big feet do have a nice hinge at the ankle, downward flexion, upward flexion about that much, and of course we have a beautiful ankle rocker rotation. And I don't think you're going to be having any trouble standing him up unless he has loose joints, but there are some peg holes at the bottom of his feet to help. So there you have it, guys, my video review of Jackal from the Spider-Man Legends Sandman Build-A-Figure wave. One of the most amazing Marvel Legends figures of the year, and I know the year is just about over, but I'm so happy I got to do this review before the year closed. I mean, he is amazing, and he's a brand new character to add to your 6-inch Marvel Legends collection, so that is so awesome in itself. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up and check out my channel for other reviews I've done, and I have so many cool things coming your way, so make sure you all like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know what to do. Peace.